Well, it's Saturday, 6th of April. Um, this last week has just been crazy with the volume of calls, dealing with seagulls and pigeons and crows. And of course, then Storm Kathleen today has hit and bringing along with it lots of winds, which has pulled a lot of baby birds and things out of nests. And has blown this guy ashore. So last week we had the red-throated diver, which again is a pretty rare. I did go back and check through some of the records. I thought I'd had one before, but again, it's the sort of bird you only ever get one or two of if you're lucky. And so I haven't actually had a red-throated diver, but I have had two great northerns, which is what this guy is. But that is in 14 years. So this is the fourth diver in 14 years, but it's the second one in less than 10 days, which I think is pretty rare. This big guy was found on the shore between sort of Ballygolly and Larne, and the finders did find him. They went back and checked on him about 45 minutes later, and he was still sitting on the beach. And so they got in touch and gave him advice on how to sort of secure it, and we went up to pick him up. I'm very glad to say we've checked him over and there's no obvious injuries. Both his wings, you can see the way they're folded nicely. He's able to hold them both nicely folded on his back, which is great. And yes, you want to eat the phone, don't you? And both his legs are grand as well. I had to give him a good check over to make sure he's been thrown about in the sea out in this big storm and make sure he hadn't actually injured anything. But thankfully there's no broken bones. There's nothing there that should prevent him from being released, hopefully in the next, excuse me, yes, I know, in the next day or two, hopefully. So we've got him a lot of fish there getting ready for him now. I know, are you talking as well? You don't know what's going on. It's very strange, isn't it? But they're very, very beautiful birds. And not something, the average person gets to see. These guys are usually away out at sea, fishing. You can see that nice another big spear-billed bird. So sort of same diet as the gannets and the herons. And of course the red-throated diver we had last week. That beak you do need to watch for. These guys, any of those spear-billed birds have a tendency to stab out straight for the eyes of any predator. And you can also see, if I get him close up, there he is. Yeah, he's got a beautiful sort of hazily reddy brown eye. And you can see all the lovely streaking starting to develop down his chest and all the spotting on his back. So they're very beautiful birds. So we're going to get him some food now and let him settle for a while. Yes, I know. So we'll get this guy settled and we'll hopefully be picking this up on our release day. Say, are you talking? You say. Well, got better weather now. Storm Kathleen has sort of passed over. Sea's looking really good. And we're going to get this big chap released back into the wild again. He's had a good rest. He's had about 8 big cod fillets into him, which he's enjoyed. And so he's fighting fit. He's been bathing, swimming about, doing really well. So we brought him up the north coast here. It's not too far, a couple of miles up from where he was actually found. And as you can see, he's got sort of open ocean, which is fantastic. These guys will be heading straight out, heading up north now, probably going to Iceland, Norway, Greenland, Canada, that sort of area. So we're going to catch him up here. We did, obviously, as like we usually do, especially with more unusual birds. We did put a ring on his leg. They've got really strange legs. They're not circular legs. I know he's so wiggly. As you can see, his leg is actually really flat. You can get up there and see just how thin they are. So they're really thin. They're very good swimmers, really designed to be streamlined when they're under the water hunting for fish. And yeah, you can see that lovely big spear beak there as well. So they're very well designed for life at sea, and it's beautiful markings on them as well. So we're going to wrap him up in a blanket here and carry him down to the beach. Because we obviously can't carry a big crate down with us. So I'm going to gather him up here and let's head down to the water. So I've actually got him completely covered up here. I actually value my eyesight. These guys, they say, like all the spear-billed birds, they will strike out at the eyes of the predator, whoever's trying to hurt them or catch them. And they obviously don't know that we're trying to help them, so I'm keeping the head covered just for the moment. And we're going to head down here to the water. Just as a interesting point, whenever we bird ring these, obviously all that data is kept with the BTO, British Trust for Ornithology, and if it ever turns up again, then they can collect sort of longevity records, movement records, where have they gone. All that information feeds into all the bird books that we buy in the bird bookshop. And we've just had a quick look. One of the other bird ringers checked for me there this afternoon, and it turns out since the BTO started ringing birds, since 1909, there has only been 13 Great Northern Divers ringed in the UK. This guy's going to be number 14. And actually, in the last 20 years, there's only been 4. And this one is the 4th. So that just shows how incredibly rare it is to come across these guys, and how lucky we are to actually see them up close. I'm going to try and get down to the water here without slipping or falling. I very nearly broke my leg releasing the red-throated diver last week. Just by an accident, slipping in the rocks. We don't want that to happen again. So, I'm going to see, let's see, there's a nice spot there, it's quite flat. And oh, what's these waves coming in? Seems to be quite calm, and then there's a couple of big ones. So I'm going to pause this for a wee minute just to let these waves pass, and then we'll get a bit closer to the water's edge and get this guy into the water. Okay, so I've actually moved just a little bit further down from where I was aiming for. There was just a few too many rocks for this guy to try and scramble his way through to get out to the open water. And I don't want to have to work any harder than he has to. And so, I think this guy knows where he is. You can hear the water. I'm going to lift the blanket off. Oh, yeah, you can see the water. Yeah, does that look good? You're going to look around, realise you're back in the water again. Yeah, let these waves pass. Woo, so lucky I put my wellies on. Right, now, let's see how we're going to do this. Okay. Right. Okay. Off you go. Okay. Take this next wave, big guy. Off you go. Woo. Off you go. Go on. Where'd you go? No, go on. I know you're sitting on the rocks. You need to go that way. Come on. I know. I'm not used to being this far in. Sure you're not. There we go. Off you go. Go on. Always takes these guys a wee bit of a minute just to get themselves reorientated. He's trying. Woo! And there he goes. Oh, it says he's going to dive under this wave. Woohoo! There he goes, head under the water. And he's dived. See where he's going to come up again. Oh, there he is. Amazing. Oh, so good to see him looking under the water and checking his bearings. There he goes, guys. Imagine how far out he's got already. Wow. Good luck, Mr. Diver. And at least stays out of these storms. I suppose it's something we don't think of. We don't sort of think of these storms and the sort of effort a lot of these seabirds have to go to survive through them when they spend most of their time out in the open ocean. So I've got one last zoom on him. Oh, I just got soaked. Ah. There he is, looking on the water again.
anymore. That's another one way back to the wild.